elect Mr. Andrew Cave, the next MP for Christchurch West. I also want to say to you, St. Matthias, that you have not been forgotten. Mr. Cave ran last time, and he is here again. He's a familiar face to you, and we want you to embrace him once again and show him your support. Tonight, we have a star-studded lineup for you. Some very interesting speakers with some very interesting points to make their case to Barbados and to this constituency as to why you should elect Andrew Cave and also the Democratic Labour Party to be your representative. Now, please stand, hand at attentions, pride and industry. I would not be singing. Barbados, thems now and thems again, and thems forever. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, our first speaker, a talented young man, a certified and a qualified attorney at law. He's the candidate for Christchurch South, a senior attorney. He's also a leader when it comes to sports. He's one of the team managers for a football team, a Premier League team, Kickstart FC. He's also served on the CARICOM Election Observers Mission, and most recently he was the chief of the mission going down to CARICOM. He also has a deep and abiding passion for community and service to country and service to friend and foe alike. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce my colleague, my candidate, and my friend, Corey Greenidge.
Good night to the Democratic Labour Party. Good night to St. Matthias. Good night to all of the surrounding areas and everyone within the hearing of my voice. What a pleasure it is to be with you tonight. St. Matthias, I have a secret to tell you. You cannot tell anyone else. You are the first ones that I am having the pleasure, the honor to speak to in public for this campaign. It is my honor to be here with you tonight, St. Matthias. As Rashi said, my name is Corey Greenidge. The next representative for Christchurch South! Come on! Let me hear some noise! But that's not my job here tonight. I mount this platform tonight to give a full-throated endorsement to my friend, my colleague, Andrew Cave. Andrew is the next representative for Christchurch West, the next representative for this area, St. Matthias. Give you a round of applause for Andrew Cave. I want to tell you something about Andrew. Andrew is a family man. That's the first thing I noticed about Andrew. The first time I met Andrew, he introduced me to his youngest daughter, beautiful young lady, and his wife. So before any politics, Andrew introduced me to his family. Andrew is a husband. Andrew is a father, a brother. And I am telling you tonight, St. Matthias, you would be hard-pressed to find a man more devoted to his family. That is Andrew Cave tonight. Andrew Cave has a deep-rooted love for his community. If you met him and you know him, you know Andrew is by profession, he is an insurance professional, a financial advisor. You know what that makes him? That means that Andrew cares about everyone that he meets, so that anyone he meets, that they are better off in their lives as they go forward, better off financially, better off so they can plan their lives. And that translates to any color, any creed, any economic class. I admire and I respect this young man, Andrew Cave, and I want to present him to you tonight. The thing about Andrew is a candidate that is proud to wear code yellow. Andrew is a candidate that is proud to stand under the flag of the Democratic Labour Party. And I'll be real with you tonight, St. Matthias, and for all of you that can hear me. And I think we have a responsibility to be real when we speak to our voters. You see, the defeats of 2018 and 2022, after those defeats, it meant sometimes that the Democratic Labour Party did not seem popular anymore. That's the truth. I'm not going to get up here and I'm not going to speak the truth. Honest voices for and to the people. So after 2018 and after 2022, Code Yellow seemed unpopular. Some may even want us to hide as we wear our yellow shirts. A lot of Democratic Labour Party voters are afraid to speak out. I will go a step further and tell you that there were those in the Democratic Labour Party that ran away from the party like a schoolboy getting lashes, trotting up and down east and west from country to town, hunting to see what was better on the other side. But I am telling you tonight that the Democratic Labour Party has 30 competent and talented candidates that are prepared to form the next government once this election is called. Moreover, the Democratic Labour Party has 30 candidates that are ably led by the Honorable Ralph Thorne, leader of the opposition, leader and president of the Democratic Labour Party. 30 candidates. The other side are now trying to figure out who they're going to put in place running from country to town. All 30 candidates. You know, this morning, myself and the other candidates from Christchurch, while we were in Christchurch Parish Church, worshiping with the voters in Christchurch, an operative from the other side went on to national radio today to try to sow seeds of division in this Democratic Labour Party. Let me set the record straight. This party stands united, stands fully behind the Honorable Ralph Thorne, leader of the opposition. All 30 candidates, from St. Lucie in the north, St. Michael in the west, to St. Philip in the east, to Christchurch in the south, all 30 candidates, we stand behind the leader of the opposition unreservedly. So anyone who wants to go on national radio sowing divisions, that's not the Democratic Labour Party tonight. That got to be somebody else, some other party somewhere else. We stand behind our leader. But if we continue to be real with the people tonight, the Democratic Labour Party in the last few years, we've had our ups and downs. I can say it, you know why it's not a secret? And when we behave like it is a secret, the voters already know, so I am saying it tonight. We've had our family squabbles, is that right? We've had our family squabbles. Like any other family here in St. Matthias or anywhere that can hear me, you have your family squabbles. But you know what you do? We pull ourselves together, we pat each other on the back, and we keep going for a common purpose for the people of Barbados. But the other side want to make you feel as if this party just come town. That this party was somehow formed within the last 7 years. That those family squabbles define this party. There are those of you, voters, who even though you understand what is happening in Barbados, our family squabbles have caused you to ask the question whether we are prepared to form the next government. I'm going to be real with you. Those are questions out there. Some of you are asking questions whether you can trust us to rescue you from a country that is spiraling downward. Those are questions that the voters are asking. And we do not hide from that. Many of you are asking questions if we are able and if we are ready. But I am standing here tonight to answer those questions, and the answer to those questions is a resounding yes. The Democratic Labour Party is prepared and ready to rescue Barbados from this government. Rescue from Barbados from a crime situation that is now out of control. I remember the days when we were thinking the crime is getting out of control. Now it is out of control. This party is ready to rescue Barbados from rising costs of living, where Barbadians, where St. Matthias families and families within the hearing of my voice cannot make ends meet. Yes is the answer to those questions. Democratic Labour Party, you needed to applaud right there. If you agree with me that this party is ready to rescue Barbados, let me hear your voice. Tell somebody, we are ready. Don't be afraid to make noise. The voters got to understand that this Democratic Labour Party is ready to form the next government. St. Matthias, we ready. The other side would want you to believe that the last few years define the Democratic Labour Party. But let me tell you something. Every candidate wearing code yellow. You see what I'm wearing tonight? Code yellow. You see what I'm wearing tonight? Code yellow. Touch somebody and say, I in the yellow and blue. Every candidate wearing the code yellow. We represent a Democratic Labour Party with a political history in this country that is unmatched. I am going to say that again because clearly you all didn't hear me. Every single candidate that stands under the banner of the Democratic Labour Party, it stands underneath a banner of a party that has a political history in this country that is second to none. And I am here tonight to remind every voter in St. Matthias. I am here tonight to remind every voter within the hearing of my voice, every voter that is going to hear me on this recording, we stand on a Democratic Labour Party with a political history that is unmatched in Barbados. In other words, we ain't just come town. We ain't just come town. Don't mind the family squabbles. All the parties got family squabbles. In 2012, Owen Arthur went back into the Barbados Labour Party and practically put his knee on the back of Mayor Motley and made her sit down. These parties have family squabbles. I am saying to you tonight that this Democratic Labour Party ain't just come town. You see, every time that this Democratic Labour Party has stepped to the crease of governance, we step there and we bat for the people. Correct. This is not, I'm going to say that again because I realize that the people in front of me, like, they're hearing me. Listen, sound system people, my mic on? Every time This Democratic Labour Party steps to the crease. We step and we back for the people. This Democratic Labour Party is 70 years old. And from the very beginning, from its inception, we stepped to the crease of government and we back for the people. Not just the business class, not just the rich, not just the upper class. We back for the working class. We back for every Barbadian, whether don't matter the color, creed, don't matter where you come from. We step to the crease and we back for the people. I am not talking because I got a mouth. I ain't talking simply because I want to be heard. I am going to show you tonight, you see. Rashi said I am an attorney, so I only speak the things that I can prove. The National Insurance Act, that is when the Democratic Labour Party backed for the people. That act provided for the people of Barbados back in the 1960s to make sure that when you are working and when you got sick or when you were injured or when you were off the job, there was a safety net for the people of Barbados so they could feed their families. That was the Democratic Labour Party. You are allowed to applaud at that point in time. The National Assurance Act, that was the Democratic Labour Party batting for the people. Because even not just the working class, when you had the poor people who were not working, that act provided a non-contributory pension so that old age people, when they were poor, could still get a pension in this country. That was the Democratic Labour Party. You can applaud there. You see, I chose to talk about this tonight because it seems like we have forgotten who we are. And I believe as candidates seeking your vote, that we have a responsibility to remind the people that when the Democratic Labour Party comes to the crease of government, we bat for the people. The Severance Payments Act, that was the Democratic Labour Party. That act was passed so that when employers had no more use for employees, they could not just send them along with pittance. They had to pay 4 weeks for every year that they spent in employment. It was brought down to 2.5 weeks for every year of employment. That was the Democratic Labour Party. We have to remind the people that when we step to the crease of government, we bat for the people. The Succession Act, that was the Democratic Labour Party. The League of Women within the Democratic Labour Party advocated that even if you were not married to your husband and you lived with him for 5 years and you had children, that when that man died, that you had an ability to inherit what that man had worked for. That was the Democratic Labour Party. Yes, you can applaud there. When the DLP, when the Democratic Labour Party comes to the crease, we bat for the people. And I could go on and on and on. The Maternity Relief Act. In other words, this Democratic Labour Party in its history allowed that when a woman had to be pregnant and leave her job to give birth to her baby, she was paid for the time off. That was the Democratic Labour Party. And I am saying to you tonight that every candidate led by the leader of the opposition, we have a responsibility to understand our history so that as we go forward, we continue to bat for the people. Instead, we have a government bringing legislation to take away land from entrepreneurs and give it to wealthy multinational foreigners. That's not for the people. And don't get me wrong, I am not opposed to foreign investment. I am not opposed to people coming into Barbados and invest in this country. But the investment of the foreign nationals must not be to the detriment of the people of Barbados. We must not take the things of the people of Barbados, the fat of the land, and hand it over to multinational banks for $1. We must not do it. We, as a Democratic Labour Party, we go and we bat for the people. The other side go and they bat for the multinational foreign corporations. We have to remind the people who we are. And I could go on and on. People of St. Matthias, you know about free education. That was the Democratic Labour Party. You know about the school meals program. That was the Democratic Labour Party. You know and you understand that this Democratic Labour Party, we come to the crease and we bat for the people. So tonight, I present to you Andrew Cave. I present to you every other candidate and tell you tonight, cast your vote for Andrew Cave, because he is part of a team that is coming to the pitch to bat for Barbadians. I am proud tonight to put on this yellow shirt and stand underneath this Democratic Labour Party banner. And as I go around this country and I go around the constituency, my job is to say to Democratic Labour Party voters and for disenfranchised Barbados Labour Party voters, do not be afraid to come out and put your X and let this government know that it's time to put the Democratic Labour Party in government to bat for the people. That is our job. That is why we are here tonight. And I can go on and on. But just before I take my leave from this stage, I want to reinforce, I want to reignite the feelings in the voters. I started out by telling you I was going to be real. The reality is in this country right now that people are apprehensive. There's a little apathy, there's a little reluctance within the voting public. I am saying to you, if you do not come out to vote, you cannot affect change in this country. If you do not come out and make your voices heard, you cannot change this government. And everyone here knows that this government needs to change. This government needs to change. So that was my job tonight, to introduce you to Andrew Cave, a family man, a professional man, a man with a heart for the community. And the last thing I have to say to St. Matthias tonight is vote DLP, vote for Andrew Cave. I give you a blessed good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
We are living in a serious time.